What's up, guys? Not Super Mario here, and welcome yet again to another Saturday WandaVision spoiler recap stream. And once again, with me is one and only Matitz Valentin. Hey.
Hi.
Hi. How's it going? How's it going?
Same old. It's same old.
Same old. We are here, of course, to talk WandaVision. Spoilers heavy, so if you haven't seen the episode, watch the stream anyway, but be careful if you don't want to hear anything that you don't want to hear, because we're gonna talk about absolutely everything. And yeah, if there's anybody in the chat, say hello, welcome to the stream. And if you have any questions for us, leave it in the chat as well. We're gonna gladly answer it. But yeah, let's without further ado start with this WandaVision episode 4 recap. And Matitz, what were your overall thoughts on the episode?
I loved it. I think it was my favorite episode so far. So many hints in there. Like some stuff was confirmed. Some answers became even deeper after this episode. And it's MCU, and this was exactly what we needed from this episode. So I absolutely adored it.
Yeah, true, true. I agree with every single thing that you just said. I think it was the best episode so far because it did connect all the dots that we had from the first three episodes and questions and everything, and showed us the outside world that was kind of lacking so far. And I think that everybody who was kind of skeptical after first three episodes about what the heck is going on with these sitcoms, I think the fourth episode answered pretty much every single question besides, like, I don't know, the biggest one, who's the villain, even though maybe it did answer that as well. So I love this episode. I think, like I said, that this was the most Marvel episode. This was for everybody who was skeptical before, and for the casual fans, I think they would enjoy this one the most, just because it did feel the most Marvel-like. Just because of the looks, and because we got the outside world, we got characters outside this sitcom, whatever, multiverse or universe, not multiverse. So yeah, I loved it anyway. I think that the direction they chose to go from now on, I think it's awesome. It's awesome. So yeah, I liked it a lot. Um, what I don't know where to start. Let's start at the start of the episode, because it started in a way that I honestly did not expect.
Yeah.
I was expecting to see this episode be told from the outside perspective, maybe from Monica's perspective. But the way it starts right after the Hulk's blip, snappity doodah, whatever, the reverse blip. And Monica comes back to life. And she is sat next to the empty bed in the hospital, which is kind of very, very sad if you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't know, on that bed was her mother, Maria Rambeau from Captain Marvel, which is now confirmed to be dead. But the sad part is, in my opinion, she was on that bed battling cancer, and she saw her daughter blip away.
Yeah.
And then in the meantime, she dies, and afterwards she blips back. So it's very sad what Monica and Maria went through this blip time, this 5-year period, if you think about it.
She was sleeping when she disappeared. So
Yeah.
like for her was just like, oh wow, I slept through 5 years.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of really sad if you think about it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we got like a backstory to Monica and Sword. We saw the headquarters of Sword, which now we like officially know it's a separate thing from Shield. So we've got Shield and we've got Sword, and the creator, or the not creator, the, how do you say, the Monica?
Founder?
The founder, yes, thank you. The founder of Sword is Maria Rambeau. Maria Photon
Mhm.
Rambeau. It says on the thingy when they're at Sword.
Yeah.
When she comes back, and then we meet the acting director Tyler Hayward, who's now the man, the leader of Sword, um, which brings a question to me: can we trust him, Matitz? Is he a good guy?
Like, yeah, I get what people are saying. Like, as soon as he came on screen, I was like, yeah, there's probably like some betrayal behind that. But I mean, I I wouldn't really care for that twist. Like, it would feel very like Wonder Woman 1, like, when with David
True that.
Thewlis. He's just like that one guy, and oh my god, he was the villain. Like, it's kind of unnecessary in my opinion. But like, we'll see.
Yeah,
I,
I
I don't
wouldn't be
think so. I don't think he is.
I wouldn't be surprised if he has like a hidden agenda towards what's happening after he finds out what actually is happening. Because even though this episode answers a lot of questions, it's still wide in the open. Why and how the heck is this happening? That was not really confirmed, and Sword and FBI didn't really they don't really know what is going on. They don't have like the um, a grasp of it. Like they are still trying to figure it out. But yeah, we also we find out that Monica was a part of Sword before that, and she was dealing with all the space shit because she was
Hmm.
not really happy when this new acting director said to her that you're grounded and you're going to this missing person mission, even though we find out it's a missing town
Yeah.
mission, which was interesting because not only that Westview uh, Westview didn't exist before this, like with this.
Yeah, but I think it no, I think it did. Because she says like everybody else has some kind of amnesia, and then she asks Jimmy Woo, but how can we grasp this reality? It's because we don't have any personal connection to it. I think that those were the lines in the episode. So I think that it did exist because you have signs on the road,
Yeah,
you have signs before you enter the town. So I think that Westview
did
is a
exist. Yeah.
real town, but because she kind of put a shield around it, it kind of like made everybody who is aware of this town kind of like forget about it.
Yeah, and mentioning Jimmy Woo, he's back. Yay!
Hmm.
Even
Yeah,
though
with the
if you've
cart
seen
with the cart
with the
trick.
card trick, of course, nice callback to Ant
Yeah,
Man and the Wasp. Yeah,
yeah.
Ant Man and the Wasp. And honestly, I like him more here than I did in Ant Man and the Wasp.
I,
I
I loved I loved I loved him there. I love him here. Ant-Man and the Wasp is underrated.
Yeah, I can agree with that. That's for sure. But yeah, it's nice seeing him here. He's the head of FBI. It looks like by this
Yeah.
episode. And in that scene, we see how Monica got in this, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then she had to like put a facade or kind of play the role in it, even though I
Yeah.
think the whole universe kind of messed with her head, so she kind of forgot why, and then she uh, like opens her eyes and like is like, oh, I'm here. I know what's going. I can. I know the who Wanda is.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's it. And then we got to see another returning character from Thor: Dark World. I think that was the last time we saw her.
Yeah.
Darcy. Kat Dennings is back. Now she became a doctor. She did the diploma
Hmm.
because I think in the Thor: Dark World, she like the biggest gag of that was that she doesn't have a diploma.
Yeah, but isn't it also the gag there that she's an assistant that has an assistant or
Yeah, something like
something
that,
like that?
something like that.
Yeah.
And I will say it was awesome to see her back. I
Hmm.
like when they bring back characters that you think like, we're never gonna see them again.
Yeah. Hmm.
But I think we both agree that we would rather see Stellan Skarsgård back.
Yeah.
just because I think his character was much better in the Thor movies and Avenger movies, and I would rather see him back. But for the sake of the episode, I think it really works for her being there.
Yeah, and he still might come back.
Yeah,
Like
for
we
sure,
don't know.
for sure. So yeah, two small returning characters in this episode that are a part of this, trying to get Wanda out of it, or maybe even not. But the biggest thing about this episode was that it answered pretty much all the questions we had from the first three episodes, except like a few maybe minor or big ones we don't know yet because we don't know what's gonna happen next. But pretty much we got all the answers that we wanted. At least I think so.
Yeah, we still don't know about Agatha.
Yeah, I was getting there. So we got Monica's
Yeah.
backstory. We know, for everybody who didn't know before, Geraldine is Monica. That was the first answer that we got because some people didn't know. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't like, I mean, for us who follow these news and everything, of course, it was. We knew that she's Monica, but I saw on Twitter that a lot of people were really surprised by it. Like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
yeah,
this is
I
Monica.
saw that too.
Then we got the answer for Red Helicopter. We know what the helicopter was. It was Sword's drone. Why did it? Like, we know why it changed because of the force field, and I don't know why it stayed colorized. I mean, I don't know why is that.
Yeah, she says that it becomes useless, and it's the same with the cable from the beekeeper.
Yeah.
Like the jumping rope is also in color. So, I I don't know the answer why it is in color, but I like like it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like you said, Beekeeper was again answered, was a guy in a hazmat suit who was actually looking for Monica, wasn't there for Wanda.
Yeah, but we don't know what happened to him.
That's right, because it cut away. So, and I like that. You said, we talked about it already, but you said that you really like that not everything that we see, Sword can see.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
I think that is because she, like, it's kind of weird. Why would she kind of like transmit this signal, like this sitcom signal?
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like it is her letting everybody out there know, look, I'm happy, just leave us alone. But because from the transmissions, she cuts out all of the little add-ins that we saw. Like in the when did it start? In the episode 1, with
in the
the
episode
heart,
1.
with heart starting to choke, and with in the episode 2 with the radio, and episode 3 with Vision starting to suspect stuff. And I kind of think that like as soon as, because like from the looks of the ending, I think that she's acting this whole thing. And as soon as she breaks character, that is the stuff that we don't see.
Yeah.
In the transmissions.
Yeah.
Like they don't see it.
Yeah, the Sword doesn't see.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that we will get much more of that in the future episodes. I think that she's going to break away from the sitcom style much more in the next.
Yeah, because
episodes,
I think
that
Sword and maybe somebody else is gonna be more successful at breaking her reality, and she's gonna try to fix it, and that's why we're gonna see her more breaking the character than we saw her so far, the first 4 episodes. But like you said, Beekeeper, another answered question. I mean, we know how he got here. Why is he a beekeeper? I mean, the force field changed him from a hazmat guy to a beekeeper. I don't know where the bees came from, but okay.
They were in the sewer.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I think it might be possible.
Yeah, possible, yeah, why the heck not? Also, another question answered was who was trying to contact her. Was Jimmy Woo. Jimmy Woo was on the radio and like asking her. And also we know who was watching her in the first episode. It was Darcy. So that's another question answered. Also, we now identified the majority of people that were in Westview and that we've seen in the episodes, except Agnes, Dottie, and Ralph. Those three hasn't been identified by Sword. I saw Agnes, like her photo on the wall where everybody's like Herb and the heart couple,
Yeah.
but Agnes was there but not identified. So I think Agnes for sure is somehow more important than everybody else, and it's not like a player, and it was not. I think she was not forced to be there like everybody else was.
Yeah, and we still don't know. I think that there is still a witness protection person who is missing. We still don't know who's that. Like that Jimmy Woo was working on,
Oh yeah, that's true. Who?
because
Yeah,
he was working on the case of a missing person,
true that. Yeah,
and that's why he went to this town, and he was like, "You saw." What was it like this? Like the relatives don't know about him. They don't
yeah.
even know who he is. Like amnesia once again. Uh,
I
it's
mean,
like,
it
okay,
could
who's
be
that?
Ralph.
Yeah.
I mean, Ralph is the only person who has been named and we haven't seen.
Hmm.
So even though, like we said multiple times on the previous streams, it is a sitcom trope to mention a person and not ever seen him. But I think in this case, Ralph is gonna be very important.
Yeah.
But I still think that I find it interesting that Dottie was not like identified. Maybe that was just because why would we put another person and it's gonna be too long of a scene when they do that. But she was not identified besides Agnes and Ralph. So maybe she has a bigger role in everything in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we now know that there are real people who Wanda like forced to be a part of this illusion.
Yeah. I saw a theory that says that all of those people are legally dead, and she brought them alive, brought them back to life,
Yeah,
brought them
well,
alive.
I mean, yeah, why the heck not?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what Herb, Herb was trying to say, because we are all dead, and and like maybe Agnes was like, no, don't say it, because if like this whole jig is up, we will be dead again. We like to be alive, or maybe like you know what I mean. Like
yeah.
they want to be a part of this because it gives them life. Maybe that's the reason why they are all working along, like playing along with this
I mean, it could
shenanigans.
be. It could be. And I like that Jimmy Woo is pretty much the representation of us, the
Hmm.
audience.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
he's like writing the stuff like on the like what's the
on the board.
on
Yeah.
the board, yeah. You see the questions. Why is it hexagonal shape? I don't know how to say it.
Hexagon, hexagon.
Hexagon.
Yeah.
And it looks like that the whole west view is in hexagon shape because
Oh,
when
okay.
they
Yeah.
were looking at the map and checking it out, it was a hexagon.
Mhm.
So it looks
Okay.
like she made a hexagon. I don't know. Then also the question was why sitcoms, which we are
Yeah.
asking why
Yeah, which
sitcoms.
still isn't
Yeah,
answered.
Isaac says in chat that he has a theory that most of US television shows are overdue in so many countries, and a third world country like Sokovia, it makes sense those shows were overdue there. Okay.
Huh.
Yeah. So it had a shitty childhood, so the way to escape their reality was watching those sitcom shows, like Pietro and Wanda.
Oh,
So they do that.
okay.
Yeah, maybe that's like that's her representation of a perfect life, and that's
And I think that we will have. I am almost 100% sure that we will have an extra flashback in the future episode with them being very little and watching TV.
yeah, and
I'm
that's
sure of it
yeah,
that
and
that's
I
gonna happen.
think that that's the way we are gonna get Aaron Taylor Johnson back in a
No,
flashback.
yeah, yeah, maybe flashbacks, but I think that, like I had in mind that there will be like very little kids, and they will kind of like
Yeah,
watch sitcoms
could
on
be as
TV.
well.
Maybe yeah. Then they will have like when they're a little older and
Hmm.
stuff. Yeah, I think that we will get more of their backstory. So yeah,
And of course, the biggest question on the board that Jimmy Woo wrote was, is Vision alive?
no, he's
Everybody's
not.
question, is Vision alive? And probably the best scene in the show, in the
Hmm.
episode,
Yeah,
that was a jump scare for everybody pretty much because you
it's
don't expect
terrifying.
it,
Yeah,
is that Vision with the hole in his head.
yeah,
So the question is, does Wanda like controls his body,
yeah.
and like she's the puppeteer
Hmm.
and Vision is the puppet, and that's how he's back? But the problem that I have, the Vision that we see, that when it's not dead Vision,
Hmm.
kinda, he seems like he knows something is wrong.
Yeah, that goes with my thing in the previous show last week when I
Yeah.
was saying, I think that I would love it if it's his actual corpse that she is animating. That would be amazing, super dark, and I would love that. I hope that they have the balls to do that actually, but it might be too dark. I don't know.
Mm.
I think that it's still his doubts and his like him being very suspicious of everything still presents part of her.
Yeah, it could be. It
I
could be.
think yeah, I think it's still that. I think that she's animating him, and she's because she was kind of like thrown off.
Hmm.
That's why she didn't see. She saw him in his original form. I think that she's putting like facade over him.
Hmm.
Like she's putting facade like with the colors in episode at the
Yeah.
end of episode 2. I think that that's why I think that also might be the answer why we started with black and white.
Yeah, it could
Like
be. It
she's
could be.
slowly returning color into him.
Yeah,
I think that yeah, this might be
but
it.
another thing that I think could be the case is, if she somehow brought back Vision, and with all of this control that he has over him, he's like part synthezoid or whatever she says in the third episode, and
Hmm.
part Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
Maybe because he is a very powerful being even without like the Infinity Stone, if that means that he can be alive without it. So maybe that's why he has developed consciousness like Jarvis had, in a way,
Mhm.
just in a robot form. Like Jarvis was a like hologram or whatever, and now Vision is like this robot with, I don't know, feelings or
Hmm.
consciousness. I don't know. But also one thing that we have to mention here are the CMBR waves that they mention, that's what the force field is, and then
Is.
is. Uh, why am I mentioning those? Because the head of Sword mentions Big Bang. Like,
Hmm.
they are very powerful, and even Darcy, when she measures those CMBR waves, whatever they are, she says like they are stable now, but it could get really, really bad or something like that. I don't know what she says. And I checked online that this CMBR waves and everything are connected to the creation of Infinity Stones.
Hmm.
So could Wanda
Yeah, she's creating
is
a
trying
stone.
to create
Oh,
a
yeah.
stone, and
That would
and
yeah,
that's
that
why
would
she doesn't
explain.
allow anybody in
Hmm.
except the people like she wants to be in. And she that sounds really weird. uh,
Yeah.
and that she's trying to create an Infinity Stone. So
Yeah, that would explain the shots from the trailer, like with
yeah,
the big stone
yeah.
in
But the
front of
problem
her.
with that shot that I have, she has like outfit from Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yeah,
So
whatever. That's a movie mistake.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on there, but maybe because CMBR waves are connected to the creation of Infinity Stones, could be the the theory that she is creating an Infinity Stone and trying
That
to
would
get
make a lot
Vision
of
back.
sense. That would make a lot of sense.
But I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah, and I think
And
that it
maybe
would.
maybe that's why Vision is getting more and more conscious every single episode, that we are closer to the Infinity Stone, the creation of Infinity Stone.
Hmm.
And that's why he's like, in the first episode he doesn't question anything pretty much. In the second
Hmm.
episode he's questioning more, in the third episode even more, now in the fourth episode he's like kind of scared of her, especially when they are sitting on the couch and watching
Yeah.
TV. He's like, yeah, we are a happy family.
Yeah, and also at the end of this episode, right before he sits on the couch and he turns around, he's very serious, and then all of a sudden he goes into the sitcom, like smile on his face. It is very, yeah. I don't know. I think that he will slowly turn against her. I
Yeah,
could see
it
that.
could be, and that's why I think that we are like coming back towards having Vision being Vision, not this puppet. He was a puppet at the beginning, but I
Yeah,
think that she's really trying to get him back for real from dead, and that's why he's more
and
conscious every single episode.
that could also explain if she's creating a new stone. Uh, because the Mind Stone is what gave her
The powers.
her powers. Yeah, it could maybe go something wrong, and that's how she maybe creates new mutants.
Yeah, or I
Maybe
don't
the
know.
stone like
I mean, the
explodes like in
problem
the
is
trailer.
because we saw the trailer and we are just waiting for the clips to actually happen in the show,
Yeah,
and of
yeah.
course we are then like being
We are waiting for a validation. Is that the expression?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, validation is like that I confirm something you said or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like that's what I meant, like with the, I
I
guess.
know what you meant, but I
Yeah.
think that's not the right word to
I
use in
don't
this
think you
case.
do. I don't think you do know what I meant.
But yeah, Vision, dead or not dead, I'm very excited to see where we go next with him. But another question answered, in my opinion, that we got in this episode was Wanda is the main villain of the show.
Yeah, I hope that they might do an extra villain, because you know how it is with this superhero. We need another antagonistic force in there. Uh, I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind if if she's the main villain of this show. So I don't really. If it works, I'm gonna be happy. Uh, they could also put in one extra villain, and if that works, I'm also gonna be happy. So I think that they know what they're doing. So I'm just gonna go with it.
Yeah, but I also think if they put in another villain, is not gonna be a big villain as Mephisto. It's gonna
Yeah.
be like, I don't know, if Agnes is actually Agatha Harkness, the character from the comics,
Mhm.
she is a minor villain, even though she was a mentor in the comics. She is a minor villain to Wanda, so maybe they're gonna go Death Road. But I do agree. Besides Wanda being the main villain, I think I will agree with you that we're gonna get another villain or a glimpse of another bigger villain, that it's gonna be like a bigger role in future shows and movies. But I don't think that
Okay.
anybody besides Wanda is gonna be the main villain. I think
Mm,
she showed us, especially with throwing Monica outside,
yeah.
that she is at least 90% in control of what's going on.
I think that she's fully in control. That's why that was that line. It's all Wanda. I think that she's completely aware of everything.
Yeah,
She's acting the whole thing.
yeah, but I don't think that Monica has the full comprehension of what was going on.
Yeah, but I think that that was in a way it was shot and presented in the show. I think that that is to let the audience know that.
True, true. I mean, yeah. Uh, Even though, like we said, this episode felt like we are gonna give you a clean slate for all the questions you had in the
Yeah.
first three episodes. Here you
Hmm.
go, all the answers, and from
Hmm.
now on, it's gonna get crazy. We are
I,
getting five more
I,
episodes,
yeah,
so
I'm so curious how the next episodes will feel like, because like what are we gonna do? Like, are we gonna cut between outside and inside world, and while we are still like continuing with the sitcoms and everything, because we can't just go back into the feelings of episode 1 and 2, especially like episode 3 had some extra stuff in there, but like if the next episode is just another sitcom, like episode 1 was, like
yeah,
I
it's
don't think I
gonna
don't think they're gonna do that.
yeah, and if they go that route, they're gonna just now you've got fifth episode and it's completely sitcom.
Yeah,
I
people,
think
I wouldn't
structurally
like that.
doesn't make. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind that as well, but
No, I wouldn't like
structurally,
that. I'm saying that I wouldn't like that at all.
yeah, the structure would be kind of destroyed now
Yeah,
if
yeah.
we
It would
go.
be messy. I
Yeah,
hope that they continue like they are doing here.
I think they're gonna go like something in the middle. We're gonna get the
Hmm.
sitcom, but
Yeah,
we're also gonna get like the outside world messing with the sitcom part, and we're gonna
yeah,
see the problems that the outworld causes to this sitcom world. Like it's gonna intertwine. It's not gonna be like sitcom here, outside world here, and now we're gonna talkie and do some things.
and in and I think that next episodes might be 40 plus minutes.
Yeah, I also think that just because if we're getting 6 hour of content, 6 hours of
Hmm.
content, so
Yeah,
far we had not even 2 hours.
I think it was like exactly 2. I think it was all like half
I mean, I don't
episodes.
know if they. I mean, yeah, of course, if you put credits in, yes, we've got 2 hours because it
Hmm.
both were like 30 minutes. Like
Hmm.
all the episodes were 30 minutes with credits. So yeah, we are getting 4 more hours and 5 episodes, which means some of the episodes have to be longer,
Yeah,
if that's true, of course. But
yeah,
also,
but you know how it is. Like, if they say like it's 6 hours in total, it might be like 5 hours
sure, yeah,
40 or 5 hours 30. So that don't really take it literally.
yeah, sure. And also, I mean, Kevin Feige says every single thing he says is kind of vague.
Yeah, of course.
So if my theory with recreation of Infinity Stone is correct, they lied because they said no more Infinity Stones after Endgame. And
Yeah, yeah,
and if that's the case, even I mean maybe the Infinity Stone explodes. She creates the Infinity Stone, but because of the whatever explodes, they still lied.
yeah. But you know how it is. Like, maybe it won't be a focus on like retrieving them or something like that.
Yeah, but that's
Even if she creates Infinity Stone, I wouldn't take that as being a part of the same
yeah,
style
yeah.
of as Infinity Saga. So
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think that's the best way to get mutants. If the
hmm
Infinity Stone explodes
yeah,
and gives powers to random people,
yeah,
mutants. Yeah. And also, like, every single cast member on the interviews that I saw and listened to were like, expect this to get absolutely crazy and bonkers exploding, and
hmm
it's gonna pay off in every single way. And I believe in Marvel. I mean, they didn't disappoint at
yeah,
all in these 4 episodes, so cannot wait to see what's going next.
yeah. Of course, I doubt that episode 4 will remain the best episode. You know that it's gonna just get better and better.
Yeah,
So
for sure. Uh,
yeah,
I I do agree with some people that I read online saying that that the structure is maybe a little bit questionable. Having three sitcoms and now the fourth episode answering all the questions,
Yeah.
yeah, I can see that, but I don't mind the slow burn. This
Yeah.
is an episodic thing, not a
Mhm.
movie. But maybe if the fourth episode was actually like the third or maybe even second, maybe more people would be on board earlier than they are now. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. I also heard some people say that this episode just made the first two episodes feel like filler. And I'm like, I wouldn't. I don't think
I
so.
mean they are trying to explore
Yeah.
Wanda's powers.
I think that the pay because of those two first two episodes being so weird, I think that the payoff in this fourth episode is grander.
Yeah, completely agree with
So
that. I think that
I'm completely for I'm supporting that.
yeah, and like you said, I don't want to see them going back to just sitcom.
Hmm.
I think it's gonna kill the structure, and it's gonna. Now that we have a different pacing, we had three episodes where pacing was yes slow, exploring this world, this creation that Wanda created, or maybe somebody else. It's not been 100% confirmed that she is the one doing it, but anyway, I think that if we go back to only sitcom world, it's gonna ruin the pacing, and I'm not gonna like it. I'm gonna like maybe the episode, but overall, it's gonna destroy what we were seeing so far. So I don't think.
Yeah, but we're gonna have like the whole thing, in the trailers with Agnes in the car and the vision. Are you dead because am I dead because you are, and all that stuff. I think we're gonna have all that like mystery thing, and I think that we're gonna follow Vision a lot more. Uh, and I think it's gonna be exciting. You'll see. It's gonna be very well made and very like. I think that like this suspenseful because we're not gonna trust Wanda in this next episode. So I think
Sure that.
it's gonna be good.
Isaac says it's necessary those episodes to get to know more Wanda. Marvel is making justice to her cause. She's the most powerful mutant. Yeah. I mean, like I said, they are showcasing what she's capable of, and I think we haven't seen the full Wanda yet. I mean, this is just the surface. She showed that nobody's gonna mess with her reality. This is her
Hmm.
perfect living,
Yeah,
perfect world, perfect life. And when Sword or anybody else gets too close, I think it's gonna get bonkers. Like we're gonna
yeah,
see like a crazy, sad, depressing Wanda showing all of her powers. And I think, like you said, if Vision is actually back, like for real back, and he's not the puppet, I think he's gonna go against her.
yeah. But I kind of have the feeling that he will sacrifice himself once again to kind of like stop her
Yeah,
evilness.
yeah, it could be. But I think if Vision is like getting his consciousness back and his mind back, because the way he was created to really know what is good and what is the best thing for the world, I think he's
Mm.
gonna, like you said, maybe sacrifice for her to like help everybody else. Uh, but yeah, I think we're gonna see Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that he's the part of this show.
I think that in the next two episodes, the fifth and the sixth,
Yeah,
we are gonna see Sword really, really trying to get in and get Wanda out. Vision is
yeah.
gonna get more and more himself,
Hmm.
but it's not gonna be enough. And I think they're gonna bring a third player into this, and it's gonna be somebody huge. Maybe
I mean,
Doctor Strange.
yeah, Doctor Strange makes the most sense. Like just using whatever Kevin Feige said against him. Uh, he's like, we have Doctor Strange too, and another powerful wizard alongside him is Wanda. And so she's gonna be in Doctor Strange too. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out a reverse card on you, and I'm gonna say, well, if you want to like fight Wanda, you need Doctor Strange in her own show.
And
So
also, it has to, like, the consequences that we're gonna see in the last episode are gonna affect the whole MCU Phase 4.
yeah,
So
I
something
know.
big has to happen. Not just Wanda being all wiggly and trying
Yeah,
trying to get rid of everybody who's messing with her life. But I think she's not. She's saying she has all the control. I think she's gonna lose control.
yeah. That's why I feel like, and I hope it's not true, that Falcon and the Winter Soldier will then feel underwhelming, because we are definitely going to end WandaVision. I think that the world will be like messed up by the end of this show.
Yeah,
And I think that Falcon and the Winter Soldier is taking place before that, because the original plan at first was to release that show
show first.
before this one. So it would make sense that that one is taking place before WandaVision. So if they go back, I don't know.
Yeah, and I also think if it's not happening before, it could be happening at the same time, and we're
Oh,
gonna
maybe,
see the
yeah.
consequences of WandaVision at the end of
But
Falcon
that
and Winter
also wouldn't
Soldier.
make sense, like with the original release.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so excited to see what's gonna happen next. I think, as I said, clean slate. We got a clean slate, and from now on, it's gonna get crazier and bigger and even better. Even though, like we both said, this is my favorite episode, just because it answered so many questions.
Yeah.
And we are now like, okay, Wanda, the villain. Some characters we don't know what the heck they are. There are some minor questions, but I think that from now on it's gonna get bigger and better. So it's really hard to say that, like you said, this so far is the best episode for us, but maybe the next one is gonna be even better. But yeah, watch out with Dottie. Doctor Strange is a guardian of mystical stuff. Don't you think he already has someone infiltrated in Wanda's reality? Huh. Interesting. I mean, he knows what's going on in multiverse, so why he wouldn't know what's going on here? So maybe he has somebody to, like, look out for Wanda, but I don't think it would be Dottie. Dottie was the meanest towards her.
Yeah.
So if there's somebody who's who's looking after Wanda, I would say Agnes, but I don't know what's her agenda. Is it like Mephisto playing on the strings, or maybe Doctor Strange? Who knows? Maybe Doctor Strange has more important things to do with Spider-Man 3, and he's not able to be here, and he's like, Agnes, you know what? You figure this out.
Yeah, I don't know. And Evan Peters, like, where will he play into this?
I mean, Evan Peters, I think, is or Mephisto or Quicksilver.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be.
I think it's so hilarious if instead of Aaron Taylor Johnson, we just have Evan Peters, and it's like, oh, it's Pietro.
I mean, maybe
That would be
because
hilarious.
maybe he tries to bring Pietro back, but because her powers are so messy and everybody messes with the reality, maybe we are gonna get Pietro, the same Pietro we saw in Age of Ultron, but it's gonna be Evan Peters.
Yeah, but Evan Peters was Peter in X-Men movies. I don't think he was Pietro.
Well, now it's gonna be Pietro.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Evan. Well, he wasn't confirmed to be in this show. It's on IMDb for him to be in it, but it happened multiple times that we have casting on IMDb and never happens. So there's potential that even Evan Peters is not in it. So who knows? But I'm waiting for the moment when I see Evan Peters, because I have a thumbnail already. I'm gonna be. That's gonna be my face. But yeah. So yeah, I think we talked about everything pretty much. It was an awesome episode. We are very excited to see where we go next. I don't know. Do you have anything else to say? What are your expectations for episode 5? I don't know.
I hope that Thanos comes and says, "Hey, girl, what's going on?" I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, I don't know either, but you can have expectations or
Yeah,
what you wanna see.
I expect it's gonna be good. So
Okay,
that's it.
okay. I expect that too. Except I don't want to see only a sitcom episode in the next.
You won't.
Yeah, I am 99.9% sure that we are not gonna get only a sitcom episode.
Trust me, Kevin Feige knows he's.
Yeah, and we also.
Yeah.
The best thing about it is if there's no Mephisto, I'm gonna be so happy because
all of the snowflakes on the internet will be like, "Oh,
where's Mephisto?" Just because
my whole life has been a lie.
Yeah, I want to see Mephisto. I wouldn't mind him, but because everybody's so obsessed about Mephisto being in the show and he's the one who's gonna be the big bad of the future and he's gonna be the one who controls Wanda. And I mean, it would be funny if he's not even mentioned at all.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. And like Wanda will end up being the main villain, but people will still be like, "You don't know that.
Yeah.
They didn't say like there isn't somebody else behind that." Yeah.
And also, Mephisto was already mentioned not mentioned. We could see in Loki trailer.
Yeah, in Loki, but also wasn't confirmed.
Yeah, it wasn't confirmed.
Yeah. So it could maybe Evan Peters was in that Loki trailer.
Yeah,
maybe that was a picture
Maybe
of him.
Mephisto appears in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Who knows?
Maybe Evan Peters is playing Owen Wilson in Loki. So that could also be.
It could be. But I really do think that we're gonna see another huge figure from the previous Marvel movies or a new big figure in this show. I don't think that we saw all the characters.
Yeah.
I think somebody is coming. Who? I don't know. Nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac says it could be Nightmare 2, the villain for Doctor Strange 2. Could be.
What about Nightmare 1? Nightmare 2?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, at the end, it could be Falcon. He whee!
Captain Marvel will come and...
Oh, yeah,
say,
we can talk...
Hey, Monica.
Captain Marvel
was in this episode.
So suck on that.
Yeah. What is it like the voice like, "Hey, troublemaker" or something like that? It was
I don't know what she calls her.
Marvel.
Yeah. But she is in the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah. Maybe Mephisto will be only mentioned. We are ahead a new saga and Mephisto is the new Thanos.
Yeah, Mephisto will be in the post-credit scene of this season.
Could be. But I don't think that we are gonna get a big bad in Phase 4. I think that's for Phase 5.
Oh, no. You think so?
Yeah, I think the multiverse is gonna be too big to just have... And also, as we said before, I think that in Phase 4 we're gonna have 3 different franchises in the MCU. We are gonna have Multiverse 1, which is this WandaVision, then what is it? Doctor Strange 2 and Spider-Man 3, whatever the title of that is. Then we are gonna have more grounded, Mission Impossible style with Falcon and Winter Soldier, Black Widow, and I don't know which one is the third one.
Hawkeye.
Yeah, sure, Hawkeye. And then we're gonna have the space one, which is Thor: Love and Thunder, Eternals, which is gonna be bonkers for sure.
Yeah.
And then we have what is it? Guardians 3. I think so. And then we get Ant-Man and the Quantum Mania, whatever that is. Fantastic Four. I mean, there's so many stuff in the works. But I do think we're going to have different franchises in the MCU right now.
Yeah, you think that Kat Dennings will be in Ant-Man 3, with the Jimmy Woo? That could be
Could be. I mean...
Yeah, she could come back.
I mean, if they brought her back for this as this new scientist, why wouldn't she be in it? In Ant-Man and Quantum Mania. whatever.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania. I mean,
Yeah.
the longest title ever. But yeah, so yeah, yes, you're right. Maybe Phase 4 is for introducing Fantastic Four and mutants. Yeah, sure. I mean, there are so many things that they can make right now. They're having, I mean, just in Phase 4, they're gonna have probably as much content as they had in all the phases before.
Yeah, there's how many stuff was it called this
I
year?
mean, this year,
seven Marvel.
so we have WandaVision, then we have Falcon and Winter Soldier, then we have Loki,
Black Widow,
then
Hawkeye,
Hawkeye,
Miss Marvel,
Miss Marvel.
What If?
Yeah, well, What If is like separate thing.
Yeah, but it's MCU.
Well, yeah, that's true, but I don't think it's gonna be connected to anything else. It's just a separate thing.
That's right.
Then we have Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
But
they're gonna move that to 2020.
Yeah, Spider-Man 3 is gonna come out in 2022 for sure.
Yeah. Eternals.
That's coming next year.
No.
This year?
It's currently, I think it's November or December.
Oh, I think if it is, it's November.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And She-Hulk. Isn't She-Hulk coming this year?
Yeah. Maybe. No.
Next year.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, there's so much stuff just like TV-wise. I think we're getting 5 shows this year. WandaVision, Falcon, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, and... What If? I think.
Hawkeye.
Yeah, I said Hawkeye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then say it again.
Hawkeye. Anyway, that's gonna be it. We said pretty much everything. We are very excited where this show is going next. Hopefully it's gonna be bigger and better, and we do trust Marvel to do their best job. I mean, they have proven like since 2008 that they can do it. So I believe in Kevin Feige.
Very well said.
So yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you everybody who joined us. Thank you, Matis, for being here.
No problem.
Don't hang up. Yeah, watch Don't Hang Up. It's on the channel somewhere. Find it. Also, if we are talking short movies, I have a new short movie coming out this week. So
check it out. It's really good.
Yeah, Matis already saw it.
It's like special treatment.
Yeah, special treatment. So stay tuned for that. And also next Saturday we're gonna recap the next episode of WandaVision. But yeah, thank you for being here, and we see you next time.